Welcome to Down South Football after another great weekend, depending on who you was rooting for. Another great weekend of football, man. Fellas, how y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
Sipping to victory. It might be one, it might be two, but we're going to sip to one. We're going to sip to one.
David and Ben sipping to victory, huh?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all deserve it.
Huh?
You want something in the third quarter? You want to
Hey, my brother. Hey. 1% up. Decline. 1% up.
1% up.
Oh, 1% up.
All right.
1% up.
So let them folks have their shine.
That is Mike Norvell's statement. 1% up. Decline. 1% up.
Well, look.
Every day we strive.
Okay, we done now? We can move forward?
Yeah.
You good? Okay, we good. Okay, we good. Well.
Hey, y'all.
It was an interesting weekend. Some great games, some terrible games, and some absolutely crappy games. Just depending on what your viewpoint is. However, since y'all want to blow up people's phones and text messages and DMs, I have to go on social media to let you know, hey, I will not be responding. So I will talk on Monday night since I had to go out there and do that. Like y'all thought I would. It feel like I thought I said Auburn was gonna win 52-0 or something.
Man. It don't matter, man. That's how the people do us, man. That's
fine. Look, like they say, I'm built for it. So
that's right.
Let's go ahead and get it out the way, man. Let's go ahead and get this Auburn-Georgia game out the way. This has been a replay of every Auburn-Georgia game since 2006 that's in Athens. It is now 12 out of the last 15. We are creeping on Tennessee, Alabama territory here, which is really sad. But Tuck, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go first, man. I'm gonna let you give your thoughts, and then I'll come back and I'll see what else the fellows have about the game. And go ahead, sir. It's on you, Mr. Tuck, Mr. Georgia hater himself.
What's going on with Mr. Tuck? You got it, sir.
I appreciate the time, Dr. Wiggins. So this...
You welcome, Mr. Tuck.
I appreciate it. All right, so this is what we got. I knew it was going to be a bad day from the jump when Cam got COVID. Then we lost JD out of Calhoun to Alabama. And then we had 2 false start penalties in the beginning of the game from a experienced center who does not know how to snap the football still in his 3rd year of snapping footballs. Georgia just totally dominated the whole game. It wasn't even close. The offensive line is one of the biggest reasons. Bo still looks uncomfortable when there is a pocket. He looks uncomfortable throwing the ball down the field. Defensively, I think us losing Smoke in the first after the first drive, in first quarter. Right. I think that really put a big hindrance on our secondary, especially. I mean, don't get me wrong, Peters is not
he didn't play bad.
He didn't play bad, but it's a big drop off as far as when it comes to communication and stuff. So I'm not making excuses or nothing, but that was a lot to deal with, especially since Morrow didn't travel, Shivers didn't travel, Joyner didn't travel. So basically, it was just Tank.
Simpson
didn't play. So that's your starting cornerback. I mean, don't get me wrong. What's the kid name? The other side. I saw Matthew Hill out there a couple times. He did pretty decent. I mean, just to be thrown out there. But Jordan Peters looked lost on some of his coverages. And he shouldn't get played. His eyes are looking in the back of the backfield. Don't get me wrong. They were looking in the back of the backfield due to the fact that Georgia was just dominating offensive. The offensive line was killing our defensive line in the first half. Now, there was a couple of adjustments made, but not many because Georgia had a pretty decent lead and Auburn wasn't moving the football, so all they did was run. So Auburn started putting 8 and 9 guys in the box for the rest of the game. So, all in all, I mean, yeah, it sucks. I mean, but the game was over after the first drive in the second half from Auburn when we only got a field goal. Right now, it's something we can't do anything about because you got your whole left side of your offensive line, their starters or former defensive linemen. Your whole right side of your offensive line, they're out of position. I mean, you got Broderius Hand, who was recruited to be a guard. He's your right.
He is a guard.
He's a guard. So I mean, when people were joking about Auburn being guard a couple of years ago, that's now coming to fruition right now. That we have nothing but guards. We don't have any tackles. We barely got a center. I really think they need to look at the younger kid that came out of Alexandria. Go ahead and put him in there, man. Because right now, Brahms, he just needs to stick to being a pilot right now because he is nowhere near an SEC center at all. So, congratulations, Georgia. Again, I still hate y'all, but hey, y'all play y'all ass off. I mean, you can't defend that. I mean, they got their ass beat up and down.
So let me ask you this. What are your I won't necessarily say thoughts. What are your feelings about Bo Nix at this point? How are you? Because I've heard from every end of the spectrum from a lot of different Auburn fans and personalities. Where are you lying at with your feelings about Bo Nix as of right now?
Today, I'm just today, right now, Bo needs to learn how to step up in the pocket.
Right.
That's the only thing I see that he needs to know. He needs to learn how to step up in the pocket when there is one. Because there was several occasions when there was a pocket. Right. Now, however, there are several cases when there's not a pocket. There was several cases when Brahms, when I tell y'all, if you look at film, look at Brahms. Brahms is supposed to, when he snaps the ball, if there's a blitz coming from his inside, he's supposed to look inside first. Then protect. If he needs help, it was several times that Brahms didn't touch not one single person on a blitz. Your center is not supposed to do that. Your center is supposed to look from inside to out, and he's supposed to help double team if nobody's coming. Brahms had his whole back turned one time, dude shot right through the gap. But we're talking about Bo.
Right.
Bo's gonna have to learn how to step in the pocket. I think him and Chad Morris is going to have to get a relationship as far as, hey, this ain't working. You know what I'm saying? We got to find something else. We got real cute in the red zone. Real cute. I don't understand why we're running. All right, we got trips one side, and you run a quarterback sweep to the left side. That didn't make any sense. I was like, wait, this is some good shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, what? I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. Play calling was atrocious in the red zone. Bo, like I said, Bo just going to have, and then another thing, Bo just throwing. I think he was frustrated when he threw that interception. It was fourth down, throw it up, see what can happen. But
yeah, I mean that was that, like you said, at that point the game, it wasn't necessarily out of hand, but he was just trying to make a play. And that's kind of one of them picks where it's like, I can't hold it against the kid because he was just trying to make a play in that moment, and he just let it rip, even though it wasn't the best decision.
And it wasn't the best decision. He knows that. But like people, people was ripping on that. They tried to rip him when he said we needed more people to play like Tank. No, he's telling the truth. Tank is the only one out of that whole football team on offense
that fought the entire time. Right.
They gave a damn. That played his ass off. When he got the ball in his hand, one time he was trying to break one when they threw a little screen pass out to him. Mm-hmm. I thought he was gonna break, but he made that the safety from Georgia made a hell of a play, made a good tackle. But you're gonna have to. But the only thing Bo needs to work on is step up in that pocket when you have one. And the thing is, he can't trust his offensive lineman. He can't, because there's no pocket sometimes. But when there is a pocket, he's going to have to learn how to step up. So he doesn't want to get hit in the mouth, but he's going to have to learn to step up in the pocket and throw that ball with some oomph. Instead of lofting balls up, throwing trajectory passes and drop down it. Gus really made me mad when he didn't want to say nothing bad about Bo when he threw that little lollipop pass against Kentucky and it just dropped right into Seth Williams' hand. First of all, just say Kentucky, you can't do that same shit.
Can't do it.
Right. You're going to have to learn how to put some more emphasis on getting better on stuff that you have weaknesses on. I mean, that's what I see from Bo that he needs to work on day one.
Okay. We know it.
Doctor.
I got a message for Auburn. Okay.
Listen up.
Football is a lot of scrimmage game, people. And when you get dominated on both sides, don't talk to me about Bo Nix. Don't talk to me about Seth Williams. Don't talk to me about Smoke Monday. Don't talk to me about Peters. When your defensive line is getting pushed back 5-6 yards, I watched the replay today, and your D tackles are in the ground like this, like fighting at the line of scrimmage, and they getting to the second level and covering your linebackers.
Right.
It's a line of scrimmage game. This issue goes back, and Tuck can tell you, this issue goes back 3-4 cycles with the offensive line. I took time today and looked at the last 7 offensive line recruiting classes and the last 5 offensive lineman starting groups.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every one of them had at least half was people that was not recruited by Auburn. They was either grad transfers or they wasn't recruited to be offensive linemen. Or like we right now, our starting group now, Alex Jackson was recruited as what? A DT. Tayshawn Manning, we didn't know what he was going to be because he
ain't no DT.
He had heat cancer. He came back from that. Brahms is not an SEC center. Brandon Council can be pretty good, and we've already established that Ham is a guard.
Yeah.
So that's in your starting unit. As you go down the gauntlet of your schedule, let's just stick with the offensive line for a second. This is not me so much putting blame on them, like they're not fighting, but bruh, that one slot between the guard and the tackle, if you look at Ham, Broham as we call him, if you look at Broham, all you gotta do is just do him like that, and you get him off balance. He's doing like this, and you got these 2 Georgia NFL future first round defensive end. Like most of the time, the middle wasn't that bad, but you look at that part of it, man. I don't care who you got back there. Give me Jesus and some wine and some water. It don't matter who's around you.
Right.
If those 5 up there can't block, it's not gonna be a good day. It's a line of scrimmage game. The reason why Alabama and Georgia and these other schools are successful is because of the fact of, man, go look at Alabama linemen and compare it to Auburn. Yes. Go look at Georgia's offensive line, massive 5-star, 4-star talent, and they got them deep on the bench like that. So when we say football is a line of scrimmage game, if you patching and pitching every year with your offensive line, it's going to continue to catch up with you. Can't just rely on grad transfer.
Now you know when it comes to that, me and Dave, Dave came on the show week 1.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing.
So what y'all saying is, like you said, to us, we feel you because we know what it's supposed to look like,
right?
And what it looks like, and it's just like, yo, this is not it.
When you messing with them SEC defensive linemen, these monsters of the midway, and everybody around you, and all these teams are getting better, starting up front. Now you take the fact when I said it's been looking like this in Athens, it's been a repeat for like the past 6 trips. We get down there, and then not to mention Kirby got Gus' number, and Ben had his number.
Yes,
Ben had his number. So you get down there this time, you knew from the first 2 possessions, it's gonna be just like any other time. Nothing changed.
When Georgia stemmed on the first drive, and Nick Brahms did a false snap, it was over.
2.
He was nervous. He was the only thing they did was move to the left, and you got nervous. You wasn't ready.
And then let's go to the other side of the ball. Let's go to defensive line for a second. Okay, Newkirk, I have no issue with you, but it's hard being a defensive lineman with the get off when you torn 2 Achilles. Okay, when you recovering from 2 Achilles. And you looking at like Kobe Wooden, who was the recruit as a D end and was still listed as a D end going into summer, going into fall camp. All of a sudden, at 265, he playing in the trenches. And you sitting there like, wait a minute. He the starting DT? But you got what's the name from Jackson Hole that's no longer there?
That would be number 8. What's his name?
Connors Miller.
Connors, yes.
Yeah, Connors is gone. You got other guys that are just not there. 3 of your freshmen that you was hopefully probably counting on, they just hurt too early, and then they eat hurt or not playing. So if you look at the 2 or 3 deep, you like, I'm looking for production. I'm gonna tell you right now, you put not even a Derrick Brown. You can go back 2 years for that. You put a real solid defensive line with these 3 linebackers that they have, you wouldn't have this issue.
Nope.
But it don't matter what's going on behind you, because guess what? When they can push you 4, 5, 6 yards off the ball, when your back ain't even getting touched to 5, 6 yards down the line,
5 and 6 yards.
When your safety and your corners are the one that making first contact, right? Like you can't really be mad. You have to look at it and say this is a line of scrimmage game.
Exactly. And you know, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be through this topic, but all I'm gonna say is our recruiting has to get better offensive line and defensive line.
So you took my point.
I don't understand why and how you signed 2 junior college offensive tackles and they don't start.
One of them is still hurt? What was the
point of getting them? It's like, what is the point?
One of them is still hurt, but why did you sign a hurt JUCO? Why? You knew he was hurt.
Let me tell you something.
The number one reason you signed JUCO is for
you signed JUCO is so they can instantly play the moment that they come on the squad. Right.
So I want to recruits on, and we're losing good recruiting battles because I saw what Renard about 4 offensive linemen. The Auburn, it was between Georgia and Auburn. All of them with the Georgia.
Let me tell y'all about.
You know they line. They turn it into like
Trey Hill. I forgot the other guard. I saw 3 and they started lineup. They could have been to Auburn, but they're in Georgia.
Let me sum up the recruiting part of the line. Okay, you had Herb Hand, who didn't do what he was supposed to do recruiting wise. Then you brought JB Grimes back, who didn't do what he was supposed to do. Marcus McNeil's not walking through that door.
Nope.
Willie Anderson ain't walking through that door.
Nope.
I'm talking about none of these. Geno James ain't walking through the door.
Nope.
Okay. But look, let's just take 2 seconds and look at some of these recruiting lines. Tyler Carr.
Not there.
Bust. Caleb Kim lost his job to basically a sophomore. Bailey Sharp. Darius James, grad transfer. Prince Michael Sammons ain't played it down yet. Calvin Ashley, 5-star, gone. He playing for FAMU.
No. He's going to the pros. Remember, he tapped out. Fail.
What the hell up?
He tapped out.
We talking about Brahms. Brahms was a 4-star what? Guard. Casey Dunn, grad transfer from Jacksonville State. Wilson Bell, grad transfer from Florida State. Couldn't get the field at Auburn either. You go on and on and on and on and on. Where are your difference makers? When you haven't bringing grad transfers every year, it catches up to you, bro. SEC is a line of scrimmage game. It is. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. We could go on and on, but I'm finna just wrap this whole bow up. It starts what I said. It's a line of scrimmage game. I've seen video after video. Bo Nix ain't this. Bo Nix ain't that. Let me tell y'all something. Give Bo Nix the perfect under what I call upside down U that Mac Jones is standing in. And you can just sit right there and you can sit back and then you can plant forward. You can slide up and plant forward and throw the ball with authority because you're not worried about nobody really being at your feet. Mac Jones threw 32 passes and had 5 pressures the whole time?
The whole game.
And you got all these weapons on the outside. It's bigger than just looking at, Bo Nix ain't this, he ain't that. So guess what happens when a quarterback get hit all the time and he don't trust his line? What he gonna do?
He gonna get shot. He ain't not gonna step up and get hit for what?
Everything with this game goes back to the line of scrimmage. And then they had 0 answer for it. Not to mention, you're playing the number 1 defense in the country right now, and you can't block a soul. You can't block a soul, and your defensive line can't get a stop. Then they tried to blitz. He tried the bear front. Everything they tried, it didn't work. So guess what? In the end, fellas, it don't matter. It's a line of scrimmage game, dog. All this stuff I have written down here about this, it's all true. But it's your manhood. It's a line of scrimmage game, and if you ain't got the horses to compete, y'all know this. Y'all know how much talent y'all have had on the field with Florida State. If the quarterback don't trust it, and you had Dalvin Cook back there.
Yeah.
And hell, he couldn't run the ball. And I think this is the part of the game that people try to say, oh, this and that and that and this. No, Bo didn't look great. I don't think he looked great.
No. I think because we've looked so terrible at the offensive line, by default, people are starting to pay more attention to offensive line play, even more now when you see the Alabamas of the world or the Georgias of the world, when you see what it's supposed to look like versus when you see what it don't look like. It's like, man, that offensive line is just terrible.
And
now,
go ahead.
And I was gonna say, just my only shout out I got to give another guy that had an amazing stat line from Georgia with no touchdowns, with no reward. Kearis Jackson, man, 9 catches.
He burned Christian's Tuck ass all night long.
9 catches for $147. I cannot get off this without giving him some props because I mean, to put in that kind of work and not get no tutties at all, that still was putting in work, man. Clearly, him and Bennett got some type of either they saw a matchup that they just enjoyed, or him and Bennett got some type of relationship that they was able to be successful with.
Christian Tuck playing a semi-corner, which he is not his strength, okay? And every time, all you saw was 6 trailing the play. That's not his strength.
So Georgia, that's all, man. We're going to see what y'all do in 2 weeks, though.
I mean, I put it like this, Georgia, and I think a lot of people underestimated Georgia because they looked real crappy in the first half against Arkansas. And like Kirby said, Kirby's like, we had to make adjustments. He said, we came out in the second half and looked a hell of a lot better. He was like, we just went into it getting better. And we always say week 1 to week 2. I'm saying like, I know what Georgia had on the field. Like I said, I was just being optimistic. I'm like, bro, can we please put together something? But one last point. Hey, Gus, I'm going to tell you like this, bro. Keep your ass out the play calling room because there ain't no way in hell that was anything to do with Chad Morris' offense. So we go from all these great passing concepts one week and all these other fancy, nice little plays to going back
to the same old stereotype.
Leave us alone on offense.
Bro, let the dude have it. They like, well, he got the play calling sheet. I said, bro, I'm talking about what happened during the week.
Yeah.
Gus might went in and say, we're gonna try this, and this and that and this. I put it like this. That's not a Chad Morris offense. Don't give me that crap. You don't want to hear it. I don't care. And Bo, you keep overthrowing a Olympic speedster. I don't know how the hell you're doing that twice for 2. Let's count those 2 touchdowns, and then the touchdown that Seth dropped because he didn't want to bring his other arm in when he landed in the end zone.
Yeah, I saw that.
So as terrible as y'all played, y'all still had your chances. But Georgia in the end whooped your ass. It was an ass whooping. They deserve it. Yeah. Congratulations to Georgia. Mr. Gardner, please give the last word.
And your boy caught a touchdown.
Yeah, first of all, he did catch a touchdown.
I knew he was eventually gonna burn one of their ass.
Yeah. I mean, man, coming into this week, I thought that I was optimistic too. I knew what Georgia had defensively and offensively. What I was really impressed with Georgia, man, was the physicality of their backs. Now, this is nothing new to Georgia having physical running backs, but man, I saw about in the fourth quarter, bro, they were coming downhill and they wasn't ducking, they wasn't dodging. So I guess to sum it all up,
and they were motivated.
I'm just waiting on 2 weeks, man. We're gonna really see who's the best of the best.
That's when the rubber gonna be the road. Yep.
There it is. That's it.
There's gonna be some big boys in there fighting. But hey, all in all, like I said, me and Tuck can do a whole separate podcast on all these issues that
I know that. That's why we let y'all go. That's why we was like,
let's cut this out, man. Let's cut this out. We've been on this way too long. We got a few more games we want to get to. Let's get to some of these surprising games for the week, man. Let's put the fan part back up. Let's get back to who I really am. All right, let's get this. We got this TCU Texas, bro.
You know what? Before you even say it,
that's all I gotta say.
Every last one of us, when we got to pick in that game, we all had the same look. Like, I don't know if I want to do it. Like, but we just went ahead and did it just to do it.
Only one of us took that step and picked TCU.
Took that leap because Texas just no. Go ahead.
That would
Who
be
took the lead?
that be you, Dr. Renard. That would be
Oh, okay. Really, I did it to catch up, but moving on.
I mean, we all know what we do. We was all on the fence though, bro.
But it's just something about that TCU Texas because TCU is to Texas what
Kansas State.
What Georgia and Auburn is really. Yeah. It's like I don't care what Texas got going on. I don't care how good Georgia. I don't care how good Auburn is. Here comes Georgia.
Okay, so like we were talking there about this game. So when Bean told me that Texas just scored and they got another 2-point conversion, I was like, all right, bet. Texas finna win this ball game.
Mm-hmm. I was like, nope.
So all of a sudden, the losing ball was what happened? And I was like, oh my gosh, because I was at work and I couldn't see the game. So I was just, oh my goodness, the whole time. And I was like, and the thing about it was Texas still had a chance to win this ball game.
Mm-hmm.
And they crapped bed.
Dave?
I mean, all the Texas back talk, that's done.
That's over.
That's over. Yeah.
We retired that for lifetime. For a lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see them. I mean, how do you catch up? I mean, we point to recruiting, and I think we need to look at. First of all, Sam Ehlinger is still your quarterback. That's the first issue you got. I mean, God, dog. I mean, when is he going?
They want him to be Colt. They want him to be Colt McCoy so bad.
Man, come on, man. So,
but Ehlinger been balling though.
He been balling,
but he ain't what I'm talking about though.
But look though,
he ain't what I'm talking about.
Look, Texas fans are gonna give you the same excuses that they do for Dak on Dallas Cowboys. And Sam Ehlinger can't go out there and tackle nobody.
But you know your defense bad.
Everything, all defense in the Big 12 bad.
Yeah,
I mean, we know they bad.
You shoot out every week. Every week you shoot out.
You just gave them 60, almost 60 points last week.
He score up on the 21 points. It's not Big 12 football.
Right.
Some are worse than others, as we shall see in a few minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
Go ahead.
No, I'm done. I was just about to say I'm done with it. I'm done.
I just say, Dave. The only thing to pivot off your point is this: as crazy as it's about to sound, it's going to come out of my mouth. I know Texas and Oklahoma may be out of the quote unquote playoff hunt, but Texas is still in it because guess what? Oklahoma got 2 losses in the Big 12. So if they turn around and beat them this week,
it's a wrap though.
You know what I'm saying? They turn around and beat them this week, Texas is still gonna be basically in the driver's seat.
No. Oklahoma State is undefeated.
Yeah, Oklahoma State is undefeated.
Well, I don't.
But that I don't see. I mean,
I don't see that sustaining. But I mean, but as far as Texas still, if they knock out Oklahoma, they got a chance to put Oklahoma to bed completely. But if not, then we're gonna be sitting here with they still gonna be battling, for the whole thing, man. So Texas is they're not dead yet, but this is just from a Herman standpoint.
Yeah, they did better with Coach Strong.
Like I said, from a Herman standpoint, I know everybody want to say, well, look, them people in Texas and Austin is going to get real fed up in just a minute. They're going to get real fed up in just a minute. That seat getting warm. It ain't hot, but it's toasty. It's getting a little toasty.
It's getting a little toasty, man. But I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I have to do more of a deep dive into the Texas program to see exactly what's the big issue, but I just feel like TCU, like they said, they have their number, man.
They got their number.
And it's something that happens each and every time, but we got a few more games we need to go and get to. Texas, you're not back. That's the summary of that particular one.
Yeah. Go on stay in the Big 12, no. Go on stay right there.
What? No, well, you know what? Okay.
Go on stay right there. Just go on stay
okay. Well, we'll stay in the Big 12 then. How about that? Texas, we're gonna go to your rival. On the other side, and this was another game that people were picking Iowa State to win. We got Iowa State and Oklahoma. Iowa State pulled it out. Once again, the theme of the day, Oklahoma, you and your defense. Spencer Rattler, hey, you did pretty good, but you making crucial mistakes. And I just think at some point, man, we knew that something's gonna catch up with us. But the good thing about Rattler is at least he'll be back.
Yeah.
At least it won't be another grad transfer.
I mean, he's early with it, so yeah, he'll be back. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna go anywhere. So,
but hey,
what y'all got on this game? What you got, Tuck?
Oh, all I'm gonna say is I saw it. Like I say, this Oklahoma ain't the old Oklahoma until Lincoln shows me that he can coach a quarterback from high school. Then we can talk. But right now he's going through those growing pains of a quarterback who never played college football. That's the same thing we can almost say about Gus, but that's another show. Yeah, so I mean, Iowa State was determined to get Oklahoma State. They should have beat them last year,
right?
I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember which one it was, but they should have beat them last year. But then they had, like I said, it was a lot of. They had the black uniforms on. They was celebrating. It was a history there was. I didn't even know that was
the black guy.
Yeah, he's the only name. Their stadium is named after their first black football player, and that's the only FBS stadium that's named after a black person. So that was a history I didn't even know. So, and for it to be in Iowa of all places, and yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, you saw. I seen how Iowa State was really mad at themselves first week. And we really
because that was what was it, Arkansas State? Is that who it was?
Louisiana.
They lost to?
Yeah, they lost the first week, and you can tell, man. But them kids from Louisiana, they were pretty good too. Right. Iowa State, man.
But they're not scared of. I think the biggest thing is like a lot. Talk about losing to the helmet. And Iowa State is definitely not scared of Oklahoma. They feel like we on the same level, so there's no fear factor there. Going into that game. Dave, what you got on this game, sir?
I only got one thing, man. Oklahoma, you got to get better on defense.
Ooh.
At some point, you got to address it. I mean, I've been really, really paying attention to them for at least maybe 4 to 5 years, and they've lived off the fact of that, hey, we can outscore them, the next team. And get me, I understand, football is about, at the end of the day, who got the most points. I get that. But you got to think about it. You had your Baker Mayfields, you had the Kyler Murrays, you had the Jalen Hurts. Now you got a quarterback. Not that he did a terrible job, but Spencer Rattler's gonna have to grow into this role. Yeah. And if he don't have a support of a defense that can stop somebody, it's gonna be tough sledding here on out. So they gotta address his defense, man. I don't know. I would say recruiting, which that's always a part of it, but even those guys is gonna take a couple years for them to get their feet on them. So I mean, I don't know.
I think it's a scheme.
And I think something. They got to find. I was gonna say I mean, we all in the same boat with that.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna run a maybe a 3-4 type scheme, maybe 3-5, something like that that can utilize the speed that you can match up against.
Yeah, but their tackling was poor. They have poor tackling, man. I mean,
they don't tackle nobody.
They ain't tackling nobody. I mean, even the highly recruited guys get there and can't tackle.
And that's the thing. Like, we can't. None of us can just put it in context. It's like we know y'all getting deep. We know y'all getting 4 and 5 stars on the defense. Like you said, it's like they get to Norman, and then they just fall in with everybody else and just forget how to tackle. It's like they forget they miss assignments, and it's just like, hey, the offense gonna carry us. So so whatever.
Hold on, Ben. Did you say 4 and 5 stars on defense?
Defense or offense?
I mean, they getting good recruit. They recruiting players still in top 5. Hold on, let me. Well, I'll pull it up.
On defense,
I'll pull it up.
They signed 3 5-star wide receivers last year.
I know, I got that. But you tell me they ain't getting no. You know what? No. Here's what I'm saying is that, like, there's a big difference. I mean, because I hate when we get into stars, but I know. There's a big difference when you say, like, oh, he's a 4-star or he's a 5-star, or like, right. But it's like they're not getting the overly abundance of that. Because think about it. What makes you want to go? Okay, I got Oklahoma recruiting me. I got Texas A&M recruiting me. I got Alabama recruiting me.
And
for defense.
And I play defense. So
you third on my list, brother. Like I'm unless something's gonna change. But I mean, I think was it last year or was it 2 years ago? They had a pretty good defense for Oklahoma standards. Was it last year with old boy number 9?
Number 9.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Find all over the football. I mean, he'll find all over the field. But
that's what they need, and they had some linemen up front. They had some dogs up front.
That year he was still, I think he was still a junior. I think that year, but when Rupkin left,
I'm looking at their recruiting class from 2018. Reason I went 2018 because I feel like these are the guys that'll probably be on the field now.
Right.
I mean, I'm looking at one kid. I mean, I don't know if he's still there. Kid from IMG, Brendan Ratley, cornerback, supposed to be a 4-star. I don't really get into the star thing, but I'm looking at the amount of defense they recruited. So they're recruiting them.
They just
My
get there.
thing is,
Just
are they developing them once they get there? I mean,
that's going to be Lincoln Riley's biggest. I think that's going to be his biggest task because he's going to have to find somebody to come in and that's going to not be like, that's going to come in and basically just strip that defense and just go to work.
But don't they have another coordinator?
Yeah, and they hated Gringo or something.
Great, like that. But see, here's the thing: when Bob Stoops was there, his defense was decent. They would give up. They would give up maybe 1 or 2 games of that Big 12 offense.
Right.
But you're giving up every game of ball. So whatever Bob Stoops was doing, they need to go back to that. You know,
man, I mean, Stoops. When you think about Stoops, I kind of think about defense a little bit. I'm like,
you do.
Defense,
right?
You know, right. I don't know.
Well, let's just we know we have some issues. Maybe we'll have some time just to have a freelance show where we're not doing a game and we can get into some of these issues or some of these conferences around college football and things like that. Fans, if y'all want it, y'all gotta let us know. We do what y'all want to do. Y'all let us know. Moving on to another game.
What you got?
Oh, Mike Leach, you just thought you just had
man. We're gonna talk about them in another segment.
Arkansas, Mississippi State. First of all, I'm gonna give a shout out to Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman has Arkansas playing hard, playing, and Pittman said the first thing they had to do was rebuild the confidence of those kids.
Right.
Like, and I believe it because you can go out there and get beat, but it's another thing just to lay down and get your ass whooped. Like, that's what Arkansas was doing every time. They would come out hyping, and as soon as they get punched in the mouth, they lay it down, you know it's over with. D-boy fighting. Barry Odom has that defense playing. If you don't know Barry Odom, the old coach from Mizzou, who was before that, he was a defensive coordinator before that, right? At Mizzou, right? He is a really good defensive coordinator. He got them boys playing. Pittman got a nice little staff out there, and Odom got them playing hard. He reminds me a little bit of Steele in the fact he kind of trying to simplify things and say, look, see ball, hit ball, get ball. But he got them playing. They play zone. They played a little bit of all kind of stuff on Mississippi State.
They play cloud man. They play zone 3, zone cloud 9, and they just like, okay, pick a zone where you gonna throw this football, bro.
Hey LSU,
everything up underneath you.
LSU, get the hell out of man to man. Get the hell out of man to man.
That's what he wants. That's what he wants.
With those passing concepts with the air raid, that's all you had to do from the jump. That's all you had to do.
Dave,
you're not gonna blitz because first of all, the quarterback is, I think, in his air raid office is like 8 yards off the ball, maybe 9.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. It's almost like a punt on every snap. So you're not gonna get too much of a run. So play back. Coverage. That's it.
Let's let Dave chime in because being like he itching to say something, but you know, we
hold that because you already know where I'm going with that. But
it's the media fault that we hype Mississippi State. LSU fight. It's LSU fault. Dave, what you got?
Well, I look at Mississippi State, and I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, drink that Kool-Aid, bro. I'm with you.
I mean, not to the point I think they're a conference winner, but my thing is this. You ever seen a basketball team that shoots a lot of 3-pointers?
Yes, the Houston Rockets.
The Houston Rockets. Perfect example. Houston Rockets, they're going to win a lot of games, but the late, great Kobe Bryant said it best. They would not win the championship playing that way. So, and I say that to say this, because I was interested. I said, well, how many times did Costello actually throw the ball? He threw it 60 last week. He threw it 59 this week.
You know,
the difference is he only had one touchdown this week and 3 interceptions. One touchdown this week and 3 interceptions versus what he had last week. So it's going to be one of those things, man, that in this type of offense, it's not going to hit on all cylinders. But I guess my thing is the constant is he don't stop. The Pirate don't stop, bro. He's going to keep applying pressure, and if they own, they're going to probably beat your ass up and down the field, or at least score more points. If he's off, you may be able to do what you want to do with him. So it doesn't surprise me they lost a little bit, but at the end of the day,
I think it's the opponent it lost to that more than anything.
That may be what it is. Yeah.
And let me add this point, and then Ben, I'm gonna pass it off to you. And David, I'm with you on that. I think my point wasn't so much about Mississippi State as it was about Arkansas. And I think, this is what we do. That's why they call it Overreaction Monday. Overreaction Monday. That's what they call it after every football weekend. Because last week, think about all the things we crowned last week. Right. We thought Kentucky was a good team. We found out that they might not be that good at all. We thought Auburn was doing well. We thought Mississippi State was going to throw for 600 yards every week. That's why we call it Overreaction Monday. But like you said, they're going to keep doing what they do. So if you believe in what you do, they're going to catch some mofos. Yeah, and then give him another year and a half to get some more people in there, get some more JUCO recruits in there. Get some more people to his actual system. It's going to be pretty good. What you got, Ben?
I think the interesting thing was now whether or not he was banged up or not. Kylan Hill just kind of threw me because last week, even though we know they didn't use him much in the running game, they used him a lot in the passing game. This week, I don't know whether it was the way the game flow was because they got down and they couldn't use him how they wanted to. They didn't use him as much in the passing game. And like Dave said, he still threw the ball 59 times, but again, Tuck summed it up. They simplified it on. They said, okay, we're just going to drop. We're going to sit around here and we're going to drop 7, we're going to drop 8 and let you figure it out. And Costello this Saturday, he couldn't figure it out. Now, the good thing about it is, as Dave said, he got tape now. So, look, when people run this, now the Pirates are going to go back and say, okay, well, we're going to do this. Because they already know running man is in their back pocket. They know what they can do against man. So now they got more tape to work with, man. I think Mississippi State is still going to sneak up on a couple more people. But this was more so because they lost to Arkansas. Now, Arkansas was 1-1, man. They are 1-1 in the SEC. And
they deserve it. And they if you really want the truth, they was hitting Georgia. They were hitting Georgia in the mouth. It wasn't for Felipe throwing a couple, last week. That's what you wanted. That's what you see out of them. I don't want them to compete this week, which that's a whole different story. But they gonna compete, and that's the good thing about it. Tuck, you got anything else, sir?
I'm done.
So Arkansas, good job. Mississippi State, hey, keep it competitive and keep it going. We're gonna keep it right there just for one quick second. We brought them up a minute ago. We talked about Kentucky and Ole Miss. Man, that's not the way to lose. Kentucky. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the state of Mississippi is so interesting, with the Lane train, with Corral over there, and they got some good things going. We know where that defense.
Those egg bowls from here for about the next 3-4 years are going to be real interesting to see.
Yeah, but we know where their deficiency is when it comes to Ole Miss, but. What's y'all thought? What was your thoughts on this game? Tuck has already rolled his eyes, so let me just go to him.
Because I'm the only one who picked Kentucky. Kentucky, look, bro, look, yeah,
it might have made me spit my beer out.
If you would have just instead of trying to hold up some damn 2 fingers and go ahead and goddamn score, okay, we talking about a different ball game. Your kicker misses the extra point.
Yeah.
Hey, kickers are people too.
Hey, man, they got a job too, man. They on scholarship too. Exactly. They on scholarship too.
Years ago, and you, oh God, And then look.
Man, y'all be tricking kicker like they robots.
There's no way.
Like I want to press the button, like it's Madden. Press the button, kick it.
Tap.
Oh, bro.
Tap.
Renard, he missed it like this. He missed that bit just like that. Wow. It went that way. I'm looking at this man.
Stoops looking like.
But
Hey,
hey,
what we doing?
hats off to Lane them for playing ball. Auburn's next head football coach. And I really appreciate, them, playing good football right now. So I mean that was a good start though, seriously.
All right.
But I just don't that was just dumb. But that
who got something else? Who else they want to add to this game?
I ain't got that, man. Shout out to Lane for getting his first SEC victory, man. Hey, man, he, like you said, the state of Mississippi is about to be real interesting as we chug along.
Well, you say that, but Lane press conference today was hilarious. That's all it is. He was just like, he said, man, Alabama had 2. Now they got 3 people I got to worry about. He talking about Mitch.
I love him. I love the fact that he in the SEC West, man. I wish I know. But LSU people gonna be like, they got Coach O, but I wish he had went to LSU.
Oh, no, Mitch is gonna be. He's gonna be. Everybody gonna be focused on. But I guess are we gonna talk about Alabama?
Yeah, they coming up.
Touch on it.
Yeah, they coming up next. So if Dave ain't got none on, let's go ahead and pull up Texas A&M and Bama, man. Texas A&M, I give you a clap for effort, but there was a reason why it was a 17-point, which really people thought it was low. Most people that I was hearing, they were saying like, I don't know why it's not 20 plus. But
Jimbo said he had a blueprint. No, he said he had a blueprint.
Yeah, but he also. But the problem, I'm gonna tell you. Now look, hold on. Let's give Texas A&M credit before we give Bama Day whatever. Okay, the game was 21-14. Okay, they were driving, and that number 0 dropped that 4th and 2 right there on the 40. Well, he ain't had nothing but green grass.
I said it's over. This game's over.
And then when they did that, Alabama came down and scored. It was 28-14 right before the half.
Ball at halftime,
and they came back and scored again. And you can hang it up. Alabama, man, I'm just gonna say about this. Mac Jones, and there's a certain person who listens to this show. He know what I'm talking about. He don't want to give Mac Jones that credit. I told you, give Mac Jones the credit.
You better give him his credit.
Oh,
we know.
Hey,
we talking about you.
Yeah, let me tell you. Look, Mac Jones is that dude, and what's the guy from California? Kid, I can't remember.
Bryce Young. Bryce Young
is going to have time to be that guy in Tuscaloosa.
He'll be a freshman again next year.
Right. So right now, and Mac Jones thrown 1 interception. Somebody brought up a good stat the other day in one of the sports groups that I followed, Sports Lounge. How's y'all boys? I see y'all. Anyway, brought up a good comparison of Tua Tagovailoa and Mac Jones. And they, as far as the first couple of games, they had the same stats except Mac Jones had more yards. So I think he's spreading the ball out way more than Tua used to do it. I mean, Tua did have to, but he's throwing to tight ends. He's throwing to both your receivers. And you're throwing to the new kid now.
Michi.
Like I said, Michi's going to be part of the sleeper of Alabama this year as far as getting total yards and all that stuff. Because Waddle,
one no sleeper of mine. He was on my list.
Like Waddle and Deontay Smith, they're gonna be keying on him. But you got Michi standing there chilling. And another thing, like we said at the beginning of this show, offensive line play was phenomenal. You got a perfect pocket.
Your man can make a sandwich. He can call Uber. He can book his hotel room.
I can't remember what happened on the interception because I think I walked out the office or something. But on the interception, I think he a bad read because I think it was a screen pass. I can't remember, but guys, when Mac Jones throws the ball down the field, it's there. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with production.
Let me add this before I pass it off to David Ben. When I look at Alabama's offensive line, it just makes me want to cry. Not because look, like when I tell you them boys are all 6'5", 300, and y'all seen the picture of Evan Neal doing the jump box splits at 6'5", 350. I mean, needs some athletic boys up front, but he got them all. He got Najee. And, they ain't got Trey Sanders started yet. They got Brian Robinson. They got Michi was someone we talked about in preseason, somebody I've been hearing about forever in all the circles. So you knew somebody. I knew what kind of talent they had coming in because South Florida, they just be killing. They take their best receivers every year down there from South Florida. Michi and Waddle and Smith. And with that line,
Go back to Amari.
Oh no, yeah, I was just saying, like all they receivers been Amari, Judy. You keep going on down the line, but the point is like looking at what they have, like, and the biggest complaint Alabama fans have right now is that we not running the ball the way we're supposed to. But the difference is this. But no, this is the difference. Here's the difference. Like they were saying this morning, the difference is when Alabama gets to the goal line, when they get down in the 10, they can run the ball if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. The difference is they throwing it around right now because ain't nobody covering them. But if they want to get a ball to Najee, if they want to get a ball to Brian Robinson, if they need to get those 2-3 yards, they can get it. They look like an Alabama team right now because they're healthy and they're doing what they're supposed to do. So, being what you got,
I'll just say this. How we always say you can manipulate numbers, and the funny part about it is if you look at Kelly Mond's numbers, you would say 25 and 44, 318, 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick against Bama. That's a decent day. But the problem was it was a lot of hollow. It was a lot of it's kind of hollow. You know what I'm saying? Like for those stat watchers, they're looking at it like, man, Kelly Mond played all right. It was straight, but Texas A&M. But when you look at what Bama is doing right now, it's rare that I'm gonna get them they props like this. But the fact of their line and how much time Mac Jones is getting to deliver these throws. This kid was 20 for 27, and one of them was a pick. So he only really had 6 incompletions. So just let that sink in for all of us people that's not quote-unquote Bama fans. That's pretty efficient to still have 400 yards. That's pretty efficient. So my only take from it is just this, man. Somebody is going to have to get penetration with their down line.
Yeah, we'll see that in 2 weeks.
And we're going to see it in 2 weeks. We're going to see it in 2 weeks from Georgia because ultimately, I don't think blitzing Mac Jones is going to be the answer because the receivers are just they're too grown, man. And if you lead them one-on-one on the island,
but
it will be a wrap.
It was so many plays like those like when we were talking in the group. I told Nard, watch this. I said, watch this watch this pylon. It's wide open.
It's open
back to it because he had Waddle one time wide open and he didn't see him. He checked down. I mean, he completed the pass, but he had Waddle wide open. I mean, it wasn't a bad play, but in the red zone again. Chad, Gus, y'all listening? Passing concepts. Throw that ball to the flat. Throw that ball to that back pylon on a fade route and get that safety looking the other way. It ain't hard, guys. It's not hard.
They look like we thought. Like what I thought they were gonna look. Right. They was my pick to come out of the West, of course. But just looking at the squad and see what they got. But Dave, what you got on the game, sir?
Hey, before I go, Texas A&M, 75 guaranteed million.
Oh Lord, moving
on. That's what you paid for.
Hey, what you got, man?
I just got 2 quick things. My first one, I'm done with Kelly Mond. That's it.
I don't know why. It's hollow. It's so hollow.
And number 2, I'll talk about Bama in 2 weeks on the recap show. That's all I got. I have no comment.
I got you.
I got you.
2 weeks at 7 o'clock gonna determine.
It's gonna be real interesting.
So staying into the SEC real quick. Another game I want to get into, another team I want to talk about is looking pretty good. That'll be them Florida Gators against South Carolina Gamecocks. Florida offense struggled a little bit more, but that offense is still doing better. It's still putting up numbers, still doing what it's supposed to do. Traskman wasn't great. They had some turnovers this time, but Kadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts, bro, you better get ready for him. If you don't cover nobody else,
just cover Kyle Pitts. Just cover him.
No, well, the problem is you can't cover him with what? Who you cover
again? And man, look, I'm all for just trying anything. And right now, that is Kyle Trask's best friend, and he is hooking him up and they are eating people alive, dog.
If I got him, he is my best friend because
they eat folks alive.
You put a safety on him, he can't cover him. You put a linebacker on him, he can't cover him. So I don't know, Dave. What you got with this game, sir?
Hey man, it kind of turned out pretty much like I expected it. I mean, like I said, Florida is my pick, to win the conference. So I mean Pitts is just like I said last week, man. I forgot which show. I don't know if it was a recap or the prediction show, but this is the year for tight ends. I mean, tight ends are pretty much running it. College, heck, even in the NFL, I watch some tight ends go to work, man. But don't really have a whole lot of really insight per se. It's just I think they did what they did. They were going to do. They handled business. They threw it around. I mean, Tony is a dog. Pitt's a dog. There's a whole lot of dogs over there. I even like the running back Pierce. I mean, he's nice. They fly around on defense. Man, I don't know. I just need to see a little bit more. Let this season progress a few more weeks, and I think we're going to. A lot of our questions are going to answer itself between the lines.
I need to see a little bit more of them on defense, though.
I was gonna say when they face LSU, I think that's when we're gonna get the answers that we want to see from Florida. I really do, because like we say, I know we're not gonna really touch on LSU this week, but that defense looked a lot better once Stingley came back this week. Stingley came back, the defense looked. I know it was Vandy, but just saying, defense did look a little different.
That's where you waiting on your answers is LSU.
Yeah. They don't play Bama. And Georgia, Georgia's they test. That's if they don't beat Georgia, it doesn't.
Well, that's the rivalry right there. But
I know, but today, I don't think they're gonna beat Georgia.
You still hold on to that pick, huh? LSU?
I'm holding on.
Okay. Go ahead, Tuck. What you got on the game, sir?
Well, right. South Carolina is trash right now. I told y'all that was trash at the beginning of the year.
They had a lot of drop passes, man.
Oh, that was not gonna get anything done right now. Kyle Trask is looking like a great player right now because he hasn't faced any kind of defense right now. So, like I said, let me see when he goes up against them Bulldogs and see what happens.
Well, he played LSU before he played Georgia.
But the LSU defense, did you see LSU defense?
I did, man. Okay.
One player is not gonna make a difference. No.
It's Stingley covering Pitts.
He needed to. Yeah, that's best.
That's not going to help.
Fuck it. I'm sorry. We can't drop
Hold on, Tuck.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Time out. What is Stingley gonna do against giving up 6 inches and about 70 to 80 pounds? You want to clarify? You just want to say what? You just want to say his name?
Yeah, must be. He don't follow the line with everybody else.
Well, goddamn, man. What can't nobody cover Pitts? Can't nobody cover Pitts in the country, then, damn it.
All the LSU people, who you gonna put on him? Fly?
Oh, we back to this again.
I'm just saying. Y'all want to throw somebody out there? Just throw Fly out there. He'll make a big difference.
I got you.
Stop it.
Okay. Are y'all good now? So we good. Okay, let's go on the move. Okay, we're gonna make this real quick.
Last one, we good.
It's not the last one. I'm just gonna hit this real quick. Tennessee, keep doing what you're doing. I see your lines. I see your offensive line. See what you're doing. That game with Georgia this week is gonna be very, very close. And if you want to see a line of scrimmage game, check this game out this week. Have fun with that one.
Who picked Missouri again?
Oh, I did. I think. Did I?
No,
I know I did.
Oh, okay. Oh,
hey, man, I'm trying to catch up.
Look, we're gonna hit it real quick. We're gonna go ahead so we can go ahead and move forward.
Get on out.
But hey, let's give a couple of teams of props before we get to the last game. V-Tech, man, I see what y'all doing over there with all these COVID people being out. Y'all had y'all whole starting secondary out this week and still won the game.
21 people were out.
BYU, I see you too creeping out there. Probably gonna be 8-0 with their schedule.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, you still undefeated. We're gonna talk about all y'all later in the season, man. We're gonna try to keep this short and sweet today. But hey, last one we're gonna talk about. I ain't gonna say nothing. This game is for Tuck and David, because if y'all didn't know, there was a bet that was made off the air that came at the last minute between Tuck and Baylor. So Whoever want to go first, Tuck or David, y'all tell me what you
I'll
want.
go first. I'll go
Okay,
first.
David, because there were them two games. Y'all go ahead and see what y'all got to say. Y'all,
I'll
I'm
go
out of
first.
this.
I go first. Tuck like to talk. So first of all, before I get started, shout out to Alabama A&M University, man. They would have been our homecoming this week, so that's why I doing all this. I got the T-shirt on, got the flag in the background. But anyway,
the hill, baby.
I reclaim my time. So Baylor, I don't even want to talk about the game. Baylor. I roll with you.
Right.
Through the undefeated, we get down here, be undefeated the whole year, get down here and see Oklahoma or somebody freaking lose, never get in the doggone playoffs. I roll with you. I roll with all these good teams. I mean, RG3, doggone, Stidham. I mean, you name it, I was there for the last about 7-8 years. Baylor, I'm done. I'm done, baby.
It's over.
That's it. I mean, family, no family, brother-in-law, none of that matter. I will not pick Baylor ever again in life. It doesn't make sense.
In life.
They made West Virginia look like they had some defense in the Big 12.
Right. It don't make sense. How do you keep losing to West Virginia and Morgantown and make Tuck look like he knows what he's talking about? America, Tuck don't know nothing. Okay? Let me just go ahead and put that out there. He don't know nothing. If it's not about shoes or hat or Nike gear, he know absolutely nothing, America. Okay. I'm done. I'm done.
But you weren't gonna say what's on the show.
No, okay.
Lies you tell.
Lord, we might have to go to 3 times a week because we got so much we didn't get to. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I want to thank God who's the head of my life.
What in the feces?
I can't, man. I can't.
When we made these picks, all I asked him was, "Are you sure you want to pick them?" And he was like, "Yeah, sick 'em Bears, rawr, and all that bull." Okay, so let's.
What are you supposed to do when you believe in your team?
Exactly, I agree. So Saturday. Let's fast forward to Saturday in the text group. Yeah, drink another one. This man, I said, Baylor has not beaten West Virginia ever in Morgantown. And that's all I said. And the genius right to the left of me is going to say Baylor by 21.
Wait a minute, that ain't me, brother.
No, down into the corner.
Okay. Don't be dragging me and y'all. Me and Ben.
Hey, we out of this one.
I said, That's all I said. He said Baylor by 21. Mr. Gardner said this, and I was ready for whatever because I was very confident in my pick. So. I don't think they beat them by 21.
They scored 21.
I'm telling you, bro, Tuck is the world's worst winner. I swear for God.
I mean, he is the worst.
Bro. But when he lose, he got more excuses than Trump. I swear he do.
Look, I took it like a champ because the only one I really lost was the Ole Miss Kentucky game. That was just bull crap. I picked good. But also, besides me and Ben, who picked Air Force to win? Oh, okay. Yeah.
You love pointing out people's faults. You know what? I'm keeping records this week. The hell with that, because every time I'm keeping record this week. You know what?
Hey, to end all, to my boy Dave, bang bang.
Hey, no, set me up. Set me up. I got one more before we dip out of here.
You gotta look at them stats, boy.
What you got, man? What's up?
I got my plead the fifth before we got in here, but it ain't college related. It's a little deeper than that.
Well, go ahead.
Normally on this show we discuss college football. We talk about college football because we love college football. But every now and then, the plead the fifth got to go to somebody, and it got to be personal. Bill O'Brien You were the genius. I look, I know we don't talk about NFL like that, people, but Bill O'Brien, you was the genius that thought that taking Deshaun Watson, best weapon, and trading him to the Arizona Cardinals was somehow in the best interest of the team. And guess what, sir? We all thought you was crazy then. Now you sitting at 0-4. And you are sitting at home. I know you don't have no fans because everybody thought you was stupid. So Bill O'Brien, just shut up to yourself. Just be to yourself and just say, hey, they gave me power to be the GM, and I made a stupid ass decision, and it cost me my damn job. So Bill O'Brien, just plead the fifth, man. I ain't even gonna do the whole spiel with you. Just shut up, sit on your couch, and somebody gonna call you in a minute. But that was like the dumbest decision in the NFL. Nobody thought that, even Madden, you couldn't even make that trade on Madden. They tried. Madden 21 tried. Madden 20 tried. Nobody would accept that trade, bro. And now you sitting at home without a job. So that was like the dumbest shit that we done seen in the last decade, man. So Bill O'Brien, you gonna take the plea to fifth this week, man. That's it, no, I'm good.
Man, look, hey man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. It's been another fun show. Hey, if there's something we didn't get to, y'all comment either on the podcast or comment on the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, man. We are available on Anchor, but Anchor just feeds it out for us. But you know, it's on Apple, we're on Google, we're on Spotify, we're on everything. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Down South Football Podcast, man. We got so much more coming for y'all. This is your boy Renard Williams. My Twitter handles, you see it on the screen, at Renard D. Williams. Tuck, you go, sir.
It's your boy C Tuck at Chauncey Tuck on Twitter and Instagram. But don't put no 21 on the end of my name. 21.
Dave Gardner, man. You see the Twitter handle DL Gardner 205. It's on you, man.
Yeah, man, you can go ahead and reach your boy, man. I am DJ Double Dose on Twitter and Instagram, man. Thank y'all again. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Y'all doing great numbers on Facebook, man. Instagram. We got to get them YouTube numbers up, man.
And man, y'all come holler at us, man. We'll be back later on the week with a prediction show, and be tuned in, man. Next week, man, we're probably gonna have way more multiple shows. We got a big game week, but hey, keep rocking with us, man, and we out.
21.